been a while since we've done a live video. So this is the piece we're going to work on today, very similar to this one. This is an unnamed bag, we've never released it, but I have another one that's cut out that I'm just going to work on today. Ran the strap connectors all the way to the bottom here and under the base, just put these decorative rivets on here. There's 2 slip pockets on either side, and this could be deleted and add some pockets on the side here. We've done that on our other Ace bag. And this just has a simple mag snap and closure, and then one large slip on this side, and then a segregated 2 slip pockets on this side with a simple shoulder strap. This one's like 12 by 4 by I don't know, like 9 or 10. So I have one of these cut out for about 5 months ago, and well, let's make it. Whoops. Well, this is how it all got started. I laid this out in CAD and figured out all of our dimensions that we needed. And then from here, we can build the rest of the geometry, the panels and etc. that are needed with all the appropriate seam allowances and whatnot. And then that gets us to all of our cutout pieces. So like I said, I started this one when we were at our last studio actually. And so this is the main front panel. It's lined in this kind of can you see it? I don't know, it's got sunflowers on it. Just ran the liner real wild here, and that's totally fine. This is a side piece. Back pocket, side 2, and then the rear. So this bag the main bag is made up of 4 panels, obviously. And then it has the base and the stabilizer here. First thing I'm going to do is mark out where I want the stabilizer to go, and then we'll bond that down, let it kind of chill out on the side, and then we'll start doing the rest of the construction on the bag. So essentially this is what they wind up looking like. This is for our smaller Loki bag. Very similar in design, just obviously different, well, I guess it's not the same in design. Different construction on that one. It doesn't have 4 panels, it only has the 2 main panels. So let me raise this up and then we'll mark this out and get it done. The camera's crooked, but yeah, it's a live video. You guys don't care, do you? This adhesive is giving me fits. We'll just kind of glue it down. I don't have time for that nonsense. When this stuff, this is a 3M product. This is a 467 MP. They call it a 200 MP adhesive. It's like 4 or 5 mils thick. It's really great when it's brand new, but once it gets a little old, I don't know if it's because it's not UV stable or whatever, but I didn't buy it directly from 3M. I bought it from a different vendor, and who knows how long they had it sit around. But it was never really good from the get-go, and now it just got worse over time. So unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to throw that stuff out in that roll, which is a shame because that stuff's not cheap. So here we are. I'm just gonna bond this down instead. Live and unedited. This is the kind of stuff you run into once in a while. You just have to pivot and go a different direction. This needs to be relatively flat though, or these little bumps on here from the adhesive will transfer to the leather, and that'll be no bueno. Okay. I think I just have enough. Just have enough leather to do the side connectors and a strap, so we're lucked out here. I'm wondering what the leather is. This is probably a 3.5, maybe. I'm in the strong 4 ounce range. It's 4.5 actually, and this is a Pebble Dublin. I take that back. This is Essex. That's what this is called. This is a 4.5 ounce. Tumbled Essex is what they call it. Really soft for a Horween leather, and smells absolutely fantastic. 100% vegetable tan leather here. Some of my favorite stuff in the world to use. We could use a contrasting color too, of black. I'll let you guys decide what to do. Leave it down in the comments down there and what color of connectors and strap I should do. Could do a 2-tone strap where the underside is black and the top is the article color, and then matching connector or a contrasting connector. I'll let you guys decide. Leave me a comment down below and we'll go that direction. I'll come back later and do that. We'll take this out to the main shop and bond this in place. Let it dry for a minute and then start on with the rest of this bag. was a bunch of comments there. I had them hidden for whatever reason. Oh, now they're hidden again. Hello from the UK. Got New York City here. Two-tone. Got one vote for two-tone. That would look really cool, by the way. I agree. Yeah, I don't know. The chat won't stay up, so for whatever reason. Layer of probably gonna have to put 2 coats of this on. This leather is quite oily, so it doesn't exactly like to be bonded. So sometimes it takes a couple of coats of adhesive, especially when it's brand new out of the can. Once the adhesive starts to kind of dry up on me a little bit, it's a lot more sticky and works better. But this is fresh out of the can. My other stuff totally dried up on me, so. That's why we use these little secondary containers here, because
I need a little cutesy pootsy recording for the intro for this video.
I'm recording.
When you're available.
I'm recording a video right now.
Are you just recording it out live?
It's live, yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
I have a 5 whole people.
Oh my gosh,
5 whole viewers.
Are you on YouTube or are you on our...
It's on YouTube, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
for our next YouTube video, I need cutesy pootsy intro.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll do that in a little bit.
Thanks.
While that's drying, we can go over to the machine and start stitching this stuff up.
Jesus. Bye now. Bye.
Looks backwards to me, but I don't know if it's backwards or not. I don't know why those won't stay up. Okay. It's got gray thread installed in it. I'm okay with that. I use this light gray for construction on a lot of different bags for did I say construction already? I don't remember. Anyway, what color is this? This is color, it's called New Gray 90782, and this is from the Thread Exchange. This is a size 92 A&E brand, bonded nylon. It's all I use is A&E, and then bonded nylon, and 92 exclusively, even on construction. Believe it or not. So those are trusty Juki 1508, very similar to a 1541, which is ultra popular with leather artisans, bag makers specifically. Pretty much the same machine, more or less. This has a dual tensioning system here. Has I think it has a either a higher deck or deeper throat. I can't remember. So basically from here up, it's pretty much the same machine. Now, once you start talking about from the bed below, entirely different machine. This is a vertical hook machine, as to where, you know, this is a top loading type bobbin, so the hook is in a vertical position, and your 1541, the hook is mounted horizontally. They call that a horizontal hook. The claim is that this is a stronger machine than 1541. Doesn't really matter for what we do. You can't. This is like retirement for these machines, to be honest with you. It's, this one we bought used, came out of a sale factory in Seattle. I don't know why they traded it in, but they used it for a few years, actually quite a few years. It's got some wear on the paint, and it's not all the way through on the deck, but you know, it's had some material ran through it. But it's a great machine. We use this one exclusively for construction. So it pretty much stays set up with the dark thread, and or something that matches the whatever we're making. So, you know, if by the rare chance that your seam would open or something, you don't really see the construction threads. I don't know if anybody's chatting or not, but it's for whatever reason it doesn't stay up. So if you guys have any questions at all, I'll try to peek over there and view the comments, but I can answer them after the fact for sure. So I've designed this this piece to utilize a 1/2-inch seam allowance. Nothing fancy on this one. No speed reducer, no needle position or anything like that. Just a standard family style servo motor. They're real cheap, 150 bucks, something like that. Nothing crazy on this machine. And then so that's how that'll look right there. And once we get 3 pieces on here, I'm gonna take it over to the top stitcher and we'll put a decorative top stitch on this one. And then the final stitch, or the final panel we put on, will be top stitched on the post bed, and show you how that's done in just a little bit here. So we're gonna keep going here. So this is the side. And this is this side, so I'll just install the other side. Like I said, once we get 3 panels installed, I'm going to flatten everything out, and then we'll flip around here and top stitch it. That machine's already set up, ready to go. Same weight thread, just in white. See how you can, see what I mean. This machine's in like retirement mode. We don't run them hard. This is the easiest job these machines will ever do, ever have done. So those of you folks that are buying these new, you'll never wear them out. Number 2. Okay, so that side, let's do we're gonna do that's a pocket. Oh, we just go there to put a pocket on. Whoops. Get that cleaned up. Assuming most of you have seen these, but this is really must-have for makers with industrial machines. Little zoom spout. You can buy these on Amazon, or almost any industrial sewing machine distributor will have them. Has a little straw that comes out of the top that you can really get into the places you need to oil all of your wicks and felts and whatnot. Dripping some oil on my table for whatever reason. I'm gonna make sure that another tip for you guys. I know you want to make sure that one thing we always do is I always take the bobbin out, and I'll take the thread out of the needle itself. And this is after you're done sewing for the day. And then just take a little paper towel like this, put it under your foot, and then I just drive the needle down and it stays there. These machines, this machine in particular, is lubricated by way of consequence of the machine vibrating. So when the machine is vibrating, all that oil kind of travels down the wicks. So once you're done sewing it, that oil is still traveling. And if you over oil it, if you oil it in general, you get used to how much oil the machine needs, but sometimes you get the machine traveling down your needle bar. It'll wind up down here in this business, and then your thread is going to act as a wick, and that oil will travel up into your thread, and the next time you go to make something, specifically leather, you have the potential for adding oil to that article. Sometimes it won't matter. Sometimes if it's like a top stitch or something, it'll stain it, and then you're going to be pissed because you just stained your especially veg tan. Chrome tan, not so much, but you got to be careful. So that's just a tip that I always do. Take the bobbins out of your machine, take the thread out of the top, the needle, and then just put a little paper towel under there, and then when you're ready to go the next day, just take that paper towel and kind of wipe off your feet and try to get that excess oil out of the lower part of the job here. Now you'll see that this liner right here for the pocket, and you can see that material is kind of a sunflower look. It's ran wild, but really what that is, it's the same exact pattern piece as the back panel. So I don't have to have two different patterns, and I don't really care about 2 inches of materials. Kind of meaningless to me. It's easier and faster to have one piece, you know, you can cut multiple with the same pattern, than it would be to have 75 different patterns. There's nothing that annoys me more than having a billion different pattern pieces when you're trying to make something. It's just exhausting. I've given up on stuff because there's just too much. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't deal with it. Maybe that's just me, but so sometimes you gotta weigh out your time versus material costs, which in this case is fairly negligible. So just doing a width of the foot here for a kind of a single allowance, just to tack that pocket piece in place. Stitch length is set to like about 3.5 here on the construction. Let's how close I get that edge there, real close to the end. And now obviously when I put my other panel on top of it, well, that'll be covered. I don't want to leave anybody in the dark here. Oh, not a lot of comments, but someone asked, what are you making? Harold asked, what are we making? I'll show you Harold here, hang on. I'm basically making this guy. This is an unnamed piece, unreleased bag. I just happen to have that other material. I cut it out 4 or 5 months ago and just haven't made the bag. Just real simple. Has a magnetic closure. You could easily put in a zipper panel here, top zip. You could make it a top zip. We changed the geometry quite a bit on this piece. Or like I said, a recessed zipper, or in this case, I'm opting for a mag snap. I don't know if I have enough material to do a zipper, but I think that would be kind of cool because I haven't done it before. For this one. Yeah, this is gonna need one more coat. One more little coat of adhesive. Let me squirrel out here and add a little more glue to this piece. This is nothing more than contact adhesive. I get a lot of crap for using this stuff, but I frankly don't care what anybody thinks. We have water-based adhesive in the shop. Matter of fact, there's some right here. I just prefer the solvent-based because it's faster and it works better. I've done everything you can possibly do to use the water base, and it doesn't stink. I get it, but you know, there's a trade-off. People leave crazy comments on our videos, you know, hey, you shouldn't be using this or that. Okay, cool. That's cool. It's not like we don't know what it smells like. We know it smells bad. All right, coat. There you go. See? There you go, Harold. You know what's up, man. Can't be bothered with that water-based nonsense. You gotta get out like heating guns and wait 10 years. We ain't got time to wait. We gotta go. We just gotta move. Let's go. So, solvent-based it is. My favorite stuff is actually it's from Korea, but ever since the old coronavirus, I can't get it anymore. So I've had to make I had to use other stuff. Weldwood works just as good, you know, but it just doesn't flash off like that. Korean glue. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but as soon as I'm able to get it, I'll smuggle some more in. You gotta get it in pretty small quantities. It kind of sucks, but we're not allowed to buy anything anymore. Pretty soon, I probably won't even be able to buy this glue without, you know, paying some crazy taxes on it or something. I guarantee you can't buy this glue that I use right now in California. There ain't no way. Nine of the diehards. Had 10, now we have 9. I haven't done one of these live videos in a long time, so I thought it'd be kind of fun. Alright, so now we have 3, actually, all of the panels. What am I talking about? I said 3, I meant all of them. So that's the entire bag right here. 4 panels, and then we'll strategically make sure all the seams are going in the right direction. Top stitch all of the ones that I can, and then we'll come back and join the very last one. Turn this tube inside out, and then I'll make that last top stitch on a different machine. So let's go bond those down real quick so they stay in place. Maybe we'll use some tape, I don't know. glue mat out of here. Okay, I'll set that to the side, and then let's see if we can get the see what direction I want the seam allowances to go here on this bag. So I just need a little help in the top here. Okay, I'm gonna go top stitch this stuff. I've already been on here for an hour. Don't feel like I've done anything. Hi Diane, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. That is just a standard contact cement. It's a German contact cement. Same company that makes the Rihanna Oculum 315, I think it is. Except it's the solvent-based version. Hey, and for all of you who are here that you haven't done so already, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button if you like this video and you like content like this. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's really all we ask for, and from you guys. You know, we like making these videos, and yeah, we monetize the videos. So yeah, you ain't gonna get rich doing this stuff, but you know, it does help our shop. Eventually it will, you know, if we get enough content and enough viewership to do that. It'll allow us to keep making this stuff. So same program with this machine. This guy is this is a Consew 255 RB-2. This is made by Seiko, rebranded for Consew. I love this machine. This is our top stitcher. Same thread, just in white. It's a bonded nylon, A&E brand bonded nylon from the Thread Exchange. This machine does have a speed reducer on it and a So Quiet 600 servo, which I'm not too fond of, but I just leave it because why not? It works. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna top stitch these 3 seams here, and then we'll run back to the Jukey, do the final the construction on here, do a little glue up, flip it around, and then take it to the post and stitch the last seam, throw it on the jig, and install the base. And that'll probably have to wrap this video up. We're at about an hour right now, so, which I can't believe. I've just been talking too much, I guess. Let's see. Trying to gauge how much. for flat work, this is our this is the machine we use exclusively for top stitching. Just leave this one loaded up with white thread, and it just kind of moves the process along. As you can see, it's fairly lengthy. We don't just roll through this stuff. Once you punch a hole in it, it's all done. So you have to be a little bit cautious. You have to be, it's a balance between how much time you're taking to do stuff and making, a quality piece. So on this guy, you can see I pulled when I put the presser foot up and take as much tension as possible off the discs, because that operation does the same thing. It releases there's a little pin that runs through the machine that releases the tension on your tension discs here, and so a lot of people just pull the work out without relieving giving some slack. Well, what happens over time is you'll bend your needle, and consequently that makes the needle weak and will break on you. I mean, you should be replacing your needle, I would say, every job anyway, but you don't want to be breaking a needle like mid-stitch, because that is not the end of the world, but it's, you gotta pick all of the thread back out and restitch it. So this machine, this is an old girl, so the tension release system doesn't really work that well anymore, so I give it a little help by pulling that thread out. Okay, there's all the panels. I don't know why the chat doesn't stay up. I'm not a YouTube live expert. Zoom back around over here to this one. Put this guy together quickly, and then turn it around, glue that seam down, and then we'll run over to the other machine and top stitch it on that one. This machine, the tension release does work well on, so I don't have to worry about too much on this one. Okay, there it is, a big dumb tube. So this is the only turning that we have to do on this bag. This is it. And depending on what you make it out of, it's still challenging. But this leather's real soft, so I don't have any problems. There you go, there's the front panel. It's starting to get a little glimpse on what it's going to look like here. I already made a mistake. I should have put the straps on. I should have put the straps on when that work was flat. That's what happens when you get ahead of yourself. But we can put different, it doesn't matter. I can put this on, you can put these on the post. It's just a little more work. But typically this panel, you know, obviously is flat, so we would run this strap when it's, when the work is flat. It's all good. Can I just put enough glue in here to hold this down a little bit? Give me a thumbs up for you have been here the whole entire time. How many of you have been here almost an hour? Give me a little thumbs up, would you? Hit a little thumbs up. 11, 12. Hi Denise, haven't seen you in a while either. Yeah, we've been, you know, summertime is, it's tough to kind of get up here sometimes and make stuff happen, but, you know, the weather's really crappy today, so that's why we're up here. That's all right. Give me a thumbs up anyway. At the top there, it's a little thumbs up icon. Yeah, hit that. And make sure you hit the subscribe button before you guys go if you're not subscribed to the channel. I don't know how you wouldn't be if you're here, but who knows, maybe it got suggested to you. I don't know how all this YouTube stuff is complicated. I can't believe I didn't stitch those connectors on. Well, that's awesome. You guys have stuck around this long. All right, let's have no fear. We can make this happen. Just gotta. I definitely can't put the base on until I make those straps, though, unless we use a different connector. Let's take a poll. We can do a different kind of connector. Do we want to see a full-length connector like this in a contrasting color, or do we want to have a small connector at the top? So we can do both. I should have done that and it's flat. Doggone it. Full connector. I hope it's not my signal you're losing. All right, well, do we keep going on the hour-long video? Guess we do. We're gonna get busy. change that now. A little scrap piece here to make sure this machine's set up still, so we can match the stitch length. Oh, it's way too short. Let's go with 5 and see what that does. I'm going to say. Okay. Why? Why do you do this to me? Rats. Okay, well, we're just gonna abandon ship here. We have a Houston. We have a problem. And I could tell something was wrong by the sound of the machine, and sure enough, everything was testing fine, and then you actually put your project in there and wham, machine's upset at you. So we'll just stitch it again. Now this machine is, the hook is on the left side of the machine. They call this a left only, so it's pretty flush to the right. So obviously the needle scarf is this way since the hook is here, so you have to thread it backwards. Unlike the rest of what we're normally used to threading from left to right, this one threads from right to left. So our test piece back in there, make sure that, oh, there we go. Now it's happy. Machine doesn't want to do any actual work today. So you can see the tension is all wackadoodle there. And what happened is you know, the thread has a coil in it, just obviously from being wound. And if you're not careful, when you snip the thread, there's not enough tension on here to keep the thread tight, and the thread will wind up wrapping around something else. And it's always this stupid, on a Seiko, it's always that stupid knob. Well, someone a long time ago gave me a tip, and I'm going to design something to fix this problem. I'm going to make a little cone right here, but to throw one of these little clips on there like that. I don't know if you can see that. To throw a little clip on there, and then it kind of is a deterrent from that thread, kind of coiling and wrapping around there. Every time I start a new stitch, I always look at that, but in this case, I didn't. and I had problems, so that's what I get. That's all right. We'll just take it out and, without scratching anything. Too bad. And then we'll just go stitch for stitching. Hey man, if this is the only mistake I make on this piece, we'll be in good shape. I've had to do some crazy stuff. I'm sure all of you have. You get good at fixing your mistakes. Okay. No thread wrapped around the little tension knob. Both of my threads here. And trust this one. I'm gonna hand crank. Oh, it would have worked fine. I'm a chicken today, so we're just gonna hand crank this stuff. I don't want extra holes in my project. That one would have been a little off. This one is outfitted with a needle positioner, by the way. if you couldn't tell already. For a flatbed, don't know really need it or not, but for a machine like this on a cylinder arm, it's really handy. It's actually would be handy on a flatbed too. But I don't have the motors to do it, so I just figured, I don't need it. But any new machine I buy will that'll definitely be on the build sheet for sure. That makes it handy. All right, now that I totally goofed this bag up from the get-go, I should have put those straps on there. Connectors, rather. Let's see how long those are. I think they're like 13 inches or something. The second question is do we make them contrasting? Oh, they're shorter than that. These are, they need to be, probably make them 2 at 18 and then I want to make sure I have enough leather to do this. Although if we make one of these 2 at 18 and that one's, I have to say 24. This one happens to have just a 10-inch drop. So 24 inches, 24 and 18. If I make these out of black, I don't think I have an issue. Was there a synopsis on the contrast? Let's see. Hey, John, if you do that, send me one, will you? There you go. I passed along a little tip I got from another maker. I don't remember who gave me that idea, but keep it simple. Let's see the whole bag finish. Trick is do we make it contrasting? Let's see how much leather I have. Whoever said they wanted them to love to have one of those machines, no kidding. We wanted one for a long time. And they are proud of them. Very proud of them. All right. Oh. So should we do contrasting? Shelby! Shelby! Shelves! Well, she is nowhere to be found, so I guess we just go rogue and run with it. Do that, I don't care. Short of my table here, I need to re-engineer this a little bit, but okay, here we go. All right. Ow. I put this on the end here, this little scrap piece, giving you guys all my tips, all my trade secrets. Put that little scrap piece on the end. I don't mess around with trying to get this perfect, even though this I just was straight at one point. I don't care, I just kind of make sure it's not all crazy in here and fairly straight. And then I leave a little bit of rim on this side. And I take one of these clamps on top of that rim and I'll just clamp it down there. That way it's like someone holding this side, right? So I'm just gonna run to this end on this 2-inch piece. Cut that off. And now I'll whip around to this side. Probably gonna block the camera, but sorry about that. And then just finish this one up. I know it's perfectly straight. And yeah, it's only straps, not that critical, but it sure makes these things easier when they're the right size, right? So now, what did I say that was, 18 inches? sniffing too much glue, man. I can't remember anything. I'm gonna run it a little wild. Yeah, I'm gonna make him 18 inches. 2 at 18. I don't particularly like that piece. Let's see what's on this one. Let me cut a new one. This one is just. This is on a weak part of the hide. Let me just let me cut another one here. Let's see. Let me get this junk out of the way here. We can use it on something else. Overlays or something. Go the other direction. Would be better. we go, that's better. I'm going to reinforce these straps with a little bit of nylon. So it doesn't really matter that much, but I'm picky, so. These are currently at way too thick status. I'm going to scide these down a little bit. These are 4.5 ounces. I want to get it much thinner than that. Well, not much thinner. Not too thin. Let's see where we're at here. If you haven't already seen my skiving video, we have a full-length skiving video on how to set up this machine and how to maintain it and what all these knobs and gizmos do. So if you're curious about that, haven't seen it, it's on our channel. Okay, now, a little noisy here for a second. We're going to take this down to 3 ounces. We're going to take 1.5 ounces off of this. So, if you have your volume up, you might want to turn it down. This is still a little heavy, but I'm going to go a little heavier than not heavy enough. Center is here. Some reinforcement in this guy just to give it some help, because I don't know what the ladies like to carry around bowling balls in their handbags, little tiny handbags. You just got to account for everything. See if I can find some nylon here. You know, now that I have these done, I think, and this is kind of a gamble to reskyde these, but I think I'm gonna do it. It's just gonna be, this leather is just too. Not gonna work. I almost should use a chrome tan leather for this, for these straps, because this stuff is, the temper is, I'm gonna do it anyway. But now that it's down another ½ ounce or so, 3/4 of an ounce, I think this will work. At 3 ounces, there's just no way it was gonna work. I would fight it and it would be just ridiculous. So basically this is going to be all told 2, 4, 8 ounces, an 8 ounce, well, 4 per side connector anyway, with some nylon in the middle. I think it'll be fine. Probably way over engineered, but that's nothing new. And then at 9, I'm going to make a mark. That's my center point for where the nylon needs to go. Okay. Now, that. Oh boy. Okay, so now when I put these over, I'm going to wind up with, on this particular, let's go with ½ inch. Long enough, sure, why not? Careful not to take my fingerprints off. Make it like 5/8, something like that. Now, just like that. Okay. Okay, that's a lot of work. But isn't all this a lot of work? Let's see where we're at here. Hour 5? That doesn't seem like, is that right? Oh no, it's 105 minutes. Oh yeah, we'll back that John, you need to send me one of those. If you're still here, send me one of those 3D printed jobbers. Nine of the diehards left. This will be good for a replay, I guess. Okie dokie. So So now we get the arduous task of locating this strap on the side here and stitching her on. Definitely in retrospect should have done this in the flat, but you know, is what it is. So just like the other leather, the Essex there, this black Dublin is also very oily, so it has a hard time having things stick to it. That said, if you make straps like this and you run a connector through it, you want to make sure you leave any adhesive or tape or anything else kind of well away from the center line. And I've made that mistake before where I ran the tape too high and then my hardware got wrapped up in it and it was a nightmare. It was a total disaster. All from double-sided tape. You wouldn't think, but it was brutal. There's one. Okay. There's the second question for you guys. Are we going to put rivets on the side of this or just stitch it? Do we want rivets or do we want stitching? Obviously there's going to be stitching, but do we want just the stitch or do we want the look of the rivet? The rivet doesn't do anything. I think it adds a little bit of rigidity, but it's for looks, right? Basically. Nothing more. Why can't I read that? Ticks me off. Rivets. Do you need to put the connector in? Aha! I will show you how that's done. I found this really great hardware at it's called the Ohio Travel Bag, and I'll show you how that works. It's pretty awesome. Matter of fact, I'll do it right now. So it's just like a regular D-ring, except the pin is missing. It's threaded on one end. And you have this little brass shaft in this particular one. And then, so what you do is just leave an area for your pin. And then when you're ready, you can just at the very final thing. So you would, this would have to go inside the strap, and I'll show that to you later. And then when you're done, you just put this, your strap is already on here, then you put this on your connector, tighten it up, and you're good to go. So it's basically kind of a removable shank D-ring. They have some other ones that have a really difficult one that goes in there. It's kind of a snap. It has a spring-loaded jobber on both sides. Really tough, but these screw-in ones are nice. And they're pretty easy. Yeah, I thought so too. It's kind of cool because then you don't have to worry about your strap and whatnot clanging around everywhere. So Ohio Travel Bag is where I found those. And they're called something stupid, so if I remember, I will post a link in the description of this video later on what the name of them are. You would think it would just be called like removable pin D-ring or something like that, but it's called something crazy, and I don't remember what it is. But yeah, that's these are kind of cool. The black ones are really neat, but they have the like I said, the pin in there has it's spring loaded on one end, and it's really tough. I mean, it'll make you sweat. That's the same way these are in the nickel. And you can see at the end there, it has a little, you can probably won't focus, but anyway, it screws in. So it's cool because then you don't have this, your strap like banging around. You can put it in at the last minute so you don't scratch your stuff up. Anyway. Otherwise, yeah, right. Like you were saying, you know, you got to be kind of cognizant on what you're doing, because I'd like have to have a strap on here at this point. It would be almost impossible to make this or really difficult to make it like this if I had to have the stupid strap on there. And then that way, you know, instead of having to maybe fold this over later and then rivet it down or stitch it on, this way you can have this totally encapsulated. So there's like no chance of very little chance of this failing. You know, if you have to fold something around and stitch it later or rivet it later or something like that, this way it makes it a little more robust. Especially with that piece of nylon that's inside of there. This thing is really tough. So this, basically the leather's for looks now. And your nylon is what's really giving you the rigidity or the structure. So the ladies can hang like 40 bowling balls off your bag and a little safer. I actually do have a repair in the shop right now that I have to fix. Basically the same kind of scenario where the connector failed. I'm not sure. It looks like it got snagged on something, but she says she didn't snag it on anything, but I think it did. But I'm gonna fix it anyway. Just based on the looks of the bag, man, that thing's been through the ringer. Like all the stitching is brown and the base is all scuffed off and it's in tough shape. But what are you gonna do? I'll fix it. All right, so we don't want rivets, so I have a little jig on where we will mark this stuff, and then we'll locate where these need to go, and then go from there. I think we can just, while I'm at it right here, just kind of like find the center. I'll line up these seams here, pull this tight to kind of locate or close enough the center of that panel. Then I know where that strap needs to go. And do the same thing for this side. Yeah, I kind of got ahead of myself here on this part. You know, these should have been installed in that when it was flat. It would have been way easier, but oh well. We find a solution and drive on here. Let's go mark where the rivets go. Okay, let's see here. We'll put this guy. Let's get off my bench here. This is a very useful tool. My friend of mine made that for me. He's a carpenter. Well, he's not a carpenter. He's like a, you know, hobbyist wood guy. But he has all the tools, so he made that out of an old piece of butcher block and milled in some slots, and we use this to burnish straps and belts and things like that. I use it for all kind of stuff, but today we're going to use it as a little helper jig. And speaking of helper jigs, I have another one right here, and these are this is on a piece of Bontex, 1 inch wide, 1.5 inch on center, and that way I can just lay this over my strap here, put this at the top, and then mark where all my holes go, except for this bottom one. I'll leave that out, and then my rivets are all spaced evenly, and very quick to do this. This is just bag stiffener, and yeah. Okay. Shelby! Shelby!
Yes?
What do you need?
I don't need anything.
Oh, text me something.
Oh, yeah, I don't need anything.
Oh. What'd you text me?
A link.
Oh, no.
I found these super beautiful, really fun pendant lights.
Oh, no.
That I love.
Okay. And for the outside of the house?
What?
For the outside of the house?
No, for over the island.
Oh, no. Home decor projects. It never ends, folks.
The ones that we have are just blinding when you turn them on.
Blinding.
I mean, yeah, because it's not like really a shade. It's, you know, clear glass.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all.
Okay.
Have a nice time.
We're at 100 and some odd minutes, like 120 minutes. You think that's too long for a video?
I mean, I wouldn't watch it for 120 minutes. Not that it's not enjoyable, honey.
All right, so I'm watching the comments now. How many want to keep going? Oh, they're dropping like flies, Shelb.
We got stuff to do.
I know, it's all good.
So, do you?
Like what?
I'm hungry.
Shh. Aren't you making lunch?
I was hoping you would.
No.
Oh,
Rats.
okay. Well,
Can you whip something up?
goodbye.
Goodbye. I guess that's a no. I'm gonna mark the top too, because I could go like down the total rabbit hole to figure out exactly the, you know, how square this is and whatnot, but it's not that critical, let's be honest. I wish the comments would stay up. It's so annoying. That's why I do these live videos. Anyway, okay, so here's the other thing we gotta account for. So the top is gonna be rolled down about 1/2 inch, right? And then, so what we gotta do is, I ran this wild at the bottom, and what I wanna do is, just kind of that a little thinner, yikes. Oh well. We have to make sure we have enough room at the top for the, I just totally blanked out. For the sewing machine, for the presser feet to clear when we top stitch this. So if we ran this all the way to the top, we'd be in deep, you know what. So I'm gonna leave this, oh, I don't know, we want, by the time we're done, we wanna have, you know, a little bit. I want a little bit at the bottom because when I start to curve that around, it's gonna shrink on me. So what are we saying here? What is this? Let's just make it an inch. Why don't we just make it an inch? Let's gamble. I'm a gambler. Flatten this guy out a little bit. Hammer it flat a little bit. Now, let's do it. I should do this just a touch longer, I'm afraid, but I think it'll be okay. So when you bend this around, when I bend this around on the base, it's gonna shrink, but I've got about a half inch seam allowance there to accommodate. Let's see, just fold that to there. Is there enough room? Okay, what's my hardware gonna look like? Is it gonna look goofy? Let's see. We can't have that. So that's basically where I ran that one. About like that. So let's see how we wind up here. Yeah, that's gonna work. That'll work fine. Just right there. So just even with that. Man, I thought I was being all slick running that a little longer, but when you bend this around here, it takes up, you know, a little bit of room. We call that a bend allowance or a bend deduction in the sheet metal world. And you have to accommodate for that. In the same way with this one here, we don't want to run the adhesive all the way to the top because you'll see it. I like your shirt.
Hey, thanks. Like we're both rocking the sweatpants and the
bare feet. Bare feet and the sweatpants. Say hi to Shelby and Maverick, everybody. There's Shelby. Hi, Shelby.
Hi.
There's Maverick. She's not meant to be up here. There's Maverick. Hi, Maverick. Maverick, sit. Sit. That's a good girl. Give me a shake. Give me a shake. Oh, thank you. Okay, now get out of the studio.
Come here. She wants lunch too.
She does.
Did you just say lunch? Yes. What you working on?
I'm working on this bag I've had cut for months and months.
Is that all?
Since the last shop. Beverly says, hi, Shelby.
Hi, Beverly.
I don't know why, but the comments won't stay, don't stay up for some reason.
Oh.
Oh, a bunch of people says, hi, Shelby.
Oh my gosh. Hi.
Let's see. Is Arlene? I can't see. Anyway, I don't know why it does that, but.
Side note, we forgot to show prepping these panels. I was adding, clips to the video and stuff, and I didn't show that part, so sorry about that.
That's okay.
We cut them, we interfaced them, and boom, the video starts.
We cut them, interface them, and the video starts? Like putting them together, or? You mean marking them out, or?
Yeah.
Oh, that's no big deal. These guys are all pros. They know how to do that stuff.
Okay, good.
Okay, now this is the part where you sweat bullets. We're gonna go stitch this on real quick. Whoever dropped off is gonna miss something fun because it's always fun to use this machine. Just a little nerve wracking.
Post bag?
Yeah. I failed to put the straps on before I put the panel on, so now we gotta do it the hard way.
You forgot to do what?
I forgot to put the strap connectors on before I stitched the bag together. So now I gotta do it the hard way.
Oh, piece of cake.
Piece of cake, she says. You're awesome.
You can do that.
Oh, I know I can do it. It's just harder.
Not for you.
Yes, it is.
You're the best.
I don't think so.
Well, thanks then.
Okay, which way do I want to go? Definitely want to start at the bottom. Yep, this is the way. Okay, you ready for this madness? Let's do this. Ah, we lost somebody else. You guys, that's no fun. You get into the good stuff and everybody's bouncing. That's all right. Really, in all honesty, these videos they're easier to make live. They don't look as cool because they don't have all the cool editing stuff, but that's it. Game over. Okay. Stitching looks nice. Here. I'm just going to put this in here just to see where we are. I don't want to run up too tight. I think let's see what one more stitch looks like. That's it. That's it right there. Now I'm going to turn the corner and try to keep this as square as possible. So it looks nice and square. Let's do the best I can, obviously. That's really awkward. I'm, whatever reason that feels weird to me, so I'll have to hope that I'm not blocking the camera. All right, there we go. We're in business. And then at the top, yeah, that's gonna be really nice. I'm not gonna put a bunch of stress on that. I mean, we could run one more stitch on there if we really wanted to, but honestly don't think it's necessary. So, there we go. Okay, let's go set up the next one. Sorry for all the bouncing around, guys, but that's kind of the way she goes. Done with this video for today, I think. You guys are troopers for sticking around this long. And through the magic of editing, we would be done. It's hard to be putting the base on right now, but I'm doing this nonsense live. On the side here, I have this handy dandy little magnet. And what I do is I just pull my thread out of my bobbin out of the machine long enough, and then I just hold the tails down here and put the magnet there. And that's how I'm holding those threads for the first few stitches on these kind of difficult when I need to have all my hands. Works good. And I get 4 or 5 stitches in. Usually sometimes it'll just pull out by itself, but then I'll just hang on to them just in case for a second. So I know they're way out of the way, and then you just drop them. And good to go. Side, how much room do we have here? 1.5 centimeters ish. One more stitch. Okay. Now, let's mark this out, put these rivets on. a little goofy. Just push this down a little bit here. The same. It's close enough. Let's do that. 4. This is, yeah, you'll never see that. I'm happy with that. Let's do that. These little ink pens you get from Amazon. I have about 17,482 of them. I'll never use them in my entire life. Those aren't exactly centered for whatever reason. Rats. Let's see. I can adjust a little bit with my eyeball. So a small little piece of granite, small piece of punching pad. And then this side is just for some extra protection for the bag. And then we're going to carefully punch all these holes. 2.5 millimeter punch. 9mm double caps. Set all these by hand. I'm going all the way through. Oh, that's nice. I think I'm going to go the other direction because this is going to be easier. And this thickness probably should have gone to a 3mm. Now I have my bottom anvil put on the double cap on the inside. And the cap first. That's why I say it's easier from this side. You just push down the cap. It doesn't matter which way they go. Whatever's easier. And then I have the corresponding punch, as I call it. And you can use a rivet press. We don't have one. I particularly like to do it by hand because, like, for example, this type of business right here, you'd have to crinkle up your whole project to get this rivet in here, right? So, I mean, if I can't use a machine to do the whole thing, I might as well just do the whole thing by hand. I don't know. This is what we started with too. Using all these, we started making leather goods by hand stitching, hand everything, and have kind of progressed to this, to where we are now with the machines and whatnot. But that's how we built it. Started with basically nothing, and kind of progressed to now. Yeah. So I always tell them I'm gonna bump this up to a 3mm. Make it easier. I always tell people, you know, just build what you can. You know, if you're gonna do this stuff to sell the items you make, figure out what you can make with what you have, and then just save your money and buy equipment little by little. And you don't need all the stuff these other, you know, brand name makers have. You don't have to wait for a Consew machine and all that crap. You don't, you know, there's nothing special about that machine at all. It's, you need a sewing machine, or you need a cylinder arm or whatever. You're stuck. You can't make certain things because you don't have the equipment. I get it, man. Buy what you can get. Look on the Facebook Marketplace and buy used stuff. I found a lot of machines on Facebook Marketplace. bought and sold a lot of different equipment. You know, bought some stuff and fixed it up and sold it, and or used it in the shop for a while and got rid of it or whatever. I just like industrial sewing machines, to be honest with you. But there's nothing wrong with buying used stuff, and in my opinion, the older stuff is far and away better than the new stuff. The old school Japanese machines are way better than this new Chinese junk, I assure you. So these like Consew and whatnot, that's a Chinese machine. That is a Chinese-made machine with a good marketing group behind them, and some people on the internet that are willing to push their machine. There ain't nothing special about it, I assure you of that. You won't hear anybody else say this stuff because, you know, I don't know why, but I'm not afraid to say it. You know, you don't need that stuff. Just buy what you can. Buy what you can get. And then, you know, build some stuff and turn it around and sell it and save your dough and buy some more stuff. Well, this didn't happen overnight. You know, people, oh, you're so lucky about it. There's nothing luck about it. It's hard work and tenacity. That's how it works. And you can do it too. Trust me. All right. Cool, man. Starting to look like something. Starting to look like something we can sell, huh? Save up for some more sewing machines. Just kidding. I don't think I could fit any more machines in. Yeah, we could fit a couple more. I don't know what I would want though. Threatening to get rid of this old guy back here, but she sews so good. I mean, where is it? There it is. Ugh, the 255. I really want one of the more modern ones that has the automatic back tack and automatic thread cutter and all that stuff. Not because it works any better, just because it's cool. But I don't need none of that stuff. Awesome. Oh, do I have an inside? Rats. Rats. I don't know if I have an inside stabilizer. Yeah, that sucks. Well, if I have an inside stabilizer, we'll start putting this together, I guess. If not, we'll just end the video and start it again another time. Or maybe not, I don't know. Let's see. By the way, this is this stabilizer here is called Woven Fix. It's by Serial Bag Makers out of Belgium. And it's awesome. I'm really in love with the stuff they call Bouncy Firm. That stuff is dope. Direct replacement for Decaville, maybe even better in my opinion, and slightly cheaper, by the way. But Ann carries both. She carries a Decaville and the Bouncy Firm. But if you have an opportunity to try it, give it a try, and tell her that Garth from Myth Leather Company sent you if you send an order. I don't get nothing for it. Just you know, she's cool, and she'd probably like to know where the referrals come from if she gets them. Whole small business there. So let me go see if we have the bottom stabilizer, and we'll see where we're gonna go from here. Hang on. Worst case. No. I'm just gonna have to go make one, I guess. As boring as this is probably going to be to watch. Rats. You moved on me. Okay, well. You guys are watching nothing, that's awesome. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. So the other pattern that we've developed, I actually have a clicker die for this, but this particular one, like I said, this is a new, kind of a new layout. We don't have any, I don't even think I have a program. We have it programmed for the Cricut yet, but I don't know why not. Definitely have digital files for it, or whatever. Just cut her out there. Okay, now this is. Let me mark the center line here. Whoops. Now, okay. Darn it. This is for a different design. All right. Let's see. I'll be back. this is a last for the bag, and it helps me install the base. Okay, so let me get some adhesive on this. While I'm doing this, let me see. Do, 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 do. RB1-1, it's like new and runs like butter. Yeah, man. The -1s, that's what's up. I had a -1 and sold it to another maker friend of mine. That thing was beautiful. It was like new old stock. I mean, like, if it had ran 2 hours, I would be really surprised. I mean, it didn't even have any oil in it. I don't think it had ever been oiled. The thing was like brand new. Kind of broke my heart to sell it, but other than just having it to have, I'm not sure I would have really put it to work. I mean, I guess I could have, but I was glad to see it go to somebody else that could use it. Beautiful machines. I mean, those arguably some of the best machines ever made. Seiko still makes the what is now, the 255. I don't know what their nomenclature is. They have some weird part numbers, but they still make that exact same machine. I think they're up to a -5 now, basically. Consow's rebranded machine. Okay, now I should have marked this. Oh, I did. Okay, great. So, what I want to do is slather up some glue on this thing. Let me get this out of the way for now. Actually, I'm going to use this to help me slide this bad boy over here. And this is made out of, this last is just made out of wood. And, I reconfigured this bag to be slightly larger in circumference, yet inside diameter, or inside circumference here. So what I'm going to do is take a clip, put it on this side so it doesn't fall down. Come on, you stinker. Cooking with gas. Mess around. This is business. Just so it doesn't fall down, I have to put glue around the whole perimeter. This. Specifically on these corners, got to pay attention to the corners. Hopefully I have enough of this sunflower liner. Otherwise it's going to be like an Easter egg for the pockets. And then who knows what you get for the liner. Okay, now I'm going to take this guy, lay it in here. This is, you have to have a lot of patience with this. This is not easy. Easier with two people, to be honest with you, but. Ooh, she's sticky. Okay, now. Do I have any weights here? No, I don't. But I have a hammer. Will my hammer work? Maybe. I need a little glue here. Some weights. And be right back. It's like popping this thing out of a mold almost. It's a little, probably a little bit too tight still, so I'll make some adjustments for next time. Might have got some glue on there too, to be honest with you. There it goes. There she goes. Oh, a little tight, a little tight. Now, we'll just let this thing sit up a little bit. And then later, we'll come back. I'll make some markings for my feet, but there's the base for it. She's looking like a bag. If any of you want to call dibs on this bag, you can certainly do that. You guys want to buy this thing before it's done? Send us a message. Send an email to Shelby at mythleatherco.com and you can claim it for your own. Although depending on when this is made, it may or may not be available. But this thing has run 175 minutes now, and I think it's time to roll. I gotta go get something to eat. I'm gonna let that glue dry, and then we'll come back and do another live to finish it off. What do you think? Sound good? Hey, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really helps us, obviously. Doesn't cost you anything. And you must enjoy the content since you're sticking around this long or watching it, period. And hit the little like button up there in that corner. And leave us a comment once the video posted. We appreciate you all, and thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next time. How do I close this?